What is your adaptive capacity? Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Roush at EnergyDrivenLeader.com. I read a great book by Warren Bennis and Robert Thomas called Geeks and Geezers. In that book, they talk about this adaptive capacity. In other words, what's your capacity to adapt to difficulty, to problems? Now, we've been talking about those three hidden factors. The father factor. Also, the influencers in our lives, and also those experiences that we learn by. These are three areas that actually increase our adaptive capacity. In other words, our capacity to deal with stress, difficulties, problems. The events in life really do train the leader. I want to tell you about John. I was asked to work with John because he had a problem with trust. John was basically a self-made man. Great guy, sent himself to college on the GI Bill after he got out of the military, paid for all of his expenses with part-time jobs, and basically, John's trust issue was not that he viewed everybody as untrustworthy. He was just very suspicious. As I worked with John, I found out that he grew up in a family with a very abusive father. He told me it started when he was a young guy, and by the time he was 12, he had really had taken some beatings in his life. Well, at 12 years old, his father really hurt him. John left home after his father beat on him. He went to the Emergency Medical Services and they contacted child custody, and John was taken out of the home. Now, John literally had a hard time with anybody who was aggressive or who, in his terminology, happened to be mean. He just couldn't trust. So what John had to do is what I suggest to all people who want to deal with any negativity that came out of these areas in their life, and that is he had to reveal. He had to say what the issue was. Then he had to review it. What were the fine details in that situation with his dad? And then the third thing was to reframe it. He had to put some positive context. What did it teach you? And then the fourth thing was release. In John's case, it was forgiving his father. Not an easy task to do. But if you're going to be successful, those four areas are imperative. This is Dr. Bob Roush at EnergyDrivenLeader.com.